Hi, this is I Allegedly. Welcome back. I'm Dan, and I've got a good one for you today because you got to change your PIN code. Wow. I got the greatest story sent to me that is unbelievable and scary at the same time. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Today we have a sponsor, Patriot Gold Group, but let's get right into it. Our PIN number, think about it. We use one to get into our phone if you're smart. We use one to access our bank account, maybe our voicemail, and the problem with this is that are they ever susceptible? Sometimes, think about it. If it's a 4-digit code, there are only basically 10,000 of these numbers that are out there at any time. So the problem with this is that people get lazy and careless. And I mean, this is unbelievable that this was sent to me. We've done a lot of fraud videos lately. Don't click on this. Don't open that email. Well, this one is change your PIN number. Now, think about this. They did a study on 29 million PIN codes. This was from banking, it's where this started from. And they found out that there was a tremendous amount of the same PIN numbers used. In fact, there is a list of 50 PIN numbers that I will show you guys that they say you should never use these. Now, it is crazy. You've got, 4 zeros, you've got 1010, 1111, 1122, shenanigans like that. But here's the other thing that's used tremendously is 1980s. Oh my gosh, I graduated in 83, 1983, 1987, 1985. Those are all in the top 50. And look at that list, guys, because I'm going to leave this below for you to look at this. 2020 to the year 2000. I mean, all this stuff is used, but the idea with this, guys, is it makes it really easy to use on different things. Now, do the smart thing, do what I do, and have two-factor authentication if you can on anything that you use, like for credit cards and for Facebook and for things like that. But the idea with this is try not to use something that's generic like this because they're catching people. And man, oh man, oh man, I mean, it's so unbelievable. But the PIN number, to give you guys an idea, Barclays Bank in 1967 came up with the automated teller machine. And finally, which this is what blows me away, they did not have PIN numbers and cards until 1972. And then a man named Muhammad Atala, he developed the first PIN code number that got rid of signatures. So it was funny. They had automated machines that would spit money out, but you didn't necessarily have to have a card at first. Then he is considered the godfather of the PIN number because he came up with the uh, the machine that did that and made it so that it wasn't just the PIN code by itself. So, but with that, people are listening to people's voicemails. People are breaking into things. Here's one that's wild. I have a friend of mine who's a private investigator, and he sits there and when he investigates somebody and is looking for them, and he's a good one. He's somebody that does work comp fraud, gets the video of the guy working out when he's supposed to get the $600,000 settlement. I've mentioned this guy in the past. Crazy, crazy stuff. Well, this guy, I've heard him like trying to serve, attachment warrants on people's bank accounts. And I've been in his office and he'll call the bank and he'll check their bank balance. I'm like, how in the heck do you do that? I used another word. And he's like, oh, well, these people are so stupid. They just left their PIN number as the last 4 digits of their social. And I'm like, I don't even want to know how you got the last 4 digits of their social. Oh, no, I've got the whole thing. Okay. So it's out there, guys. People are looking for it. Protect yourself. Do something innovative when you do this stuff. But there's more to this story. Okay. But I want to tell you two things. I was in an office building, and this was, oh my gosh, uh, 25 years ago. And they insisted, hey, listen, if you want to be in our executive suite, you have to run your phones through our central phone system. I'm like, okay, that's cool. No, but you got to let the phone company know you're doing this. It has to be transferred to us. So you're going to own my phone number? Yeah, but you're going to be able to advertise it. You're going to be able to use it. And it put it so it was on their platform. One night, it was late, and they would close at 5 o'clock like clockwork. And I went in to get my mail, and like 4:50, 4:55, I was picking up my mail, and it was really quiet and really stealth so nobody would hear me. But I hear these two women listening to messages, and I'm like, what's playing? They were playing really loud and they were laughing. There was a mortgage broker in there, and this was later. This was like, I was in there a few years. This is like 2006, 2007. And this mortgage broker just had nothing but problems, was going to get sued. People were calling, screaming. These women were using the central phone system to look and listen to this guy's phone messages because they figured out his number. And also, they had it printed out. Found out there was a sheet. A kid that worked for me was a law student. And I said, let me find out what kind of central system this is. And he did a brilliant thing, walked up to these two women and said, hey, do you guys have the Centrix 54 or is it through Lumen, whatever? And they said, oh no, ours is this one. And showed him like, there's the logo for it. Okay. So he wrote the company and got the manual mailed to us on how to use the voicemail, how to change the voicemail codes, and how to make it private, which we immediately did. And the next day they were like, hey, is something wrong with your phone? You guys, is it working okay? Well, they were listening to our phone messages. So they had our phone code. So people are unscrupulous. People are horrible. People do things for kicks. Okay. But then you've also got the criminal element out there that's stealing from all of us. So again, those 50 PIN numbers, that's just the tip of the iceberg. 29 million PIN codes. And think about this. 1 in 10 people that you meet have the same PIN code. So 10% of the people out there are going to have matching PIN codes. Is that nuts? It's unbelievable. So don't use those 50 PIN codes. We talked about that. But then, the other thing was password codes. Okay. We talked about changing your password codes. People that use 6 zeros, people that use 6 ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2 3s, 2 4s, and they count numbers and things like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, they have another list of 33. Welcome is a password that you're never supposed to use. Secret is a password you're never supposed to use. Password with an H at the end. Password by itself. Monkey. It's funny. We call Rosie Monkey because she makes a sound when she wants food. So monkey, you don't use Rosie or monkey for that matter. I love you. I do. I love you. Don't use that as your password. Don't use dragon. Don't use Charlie. Don't use admin. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and don't capitalize it. Okay? Now, again, guys, why am I telling you this? Because people are unscrupulous. People are horrible out there. People are trying to steal your money. There is such a problem right now with fraud and with theft and with this happening that you have to protect yourself. This is 100% on you. Now, here's the thing that I'm going to recommend. You can do your fingerprint and eye scan and things like that. I had a woman, the infamous Elle, if you remember her from a couple years ago, who was in British intelligence, okay? And she was also a reporter who got herself, not in heat, but just they were kind of chasing her. And she would send me stories, and 3 days later they would happen, okay? So it was great stuff. I mean, just exceptional. Now, her whole thing was, we're going to let you stay at the bank. They start seizing her accounts and doing things. You have to agree to biometric banking. And she's like, no, which is your eye print, your palm print, your thumb print, your fingerprints, everything. Why not your blood type? She was like, I refuse to do this, to bank here. That's not going to happen. So eventually they cut her off. But eventually, think about it, they were going to cut her off anyways. So she would have given up all that stuff, and then they have it. Okay? So be careful with this stuff. People are scanning PIN codes. People are leery of this. Now, here's the thing. There's so much data out there and so many ways for people to steal our stuff that when you pull your phone out, there are trackers that can get that. So when you start doing things on your phone in public Wi-Fi, we talked about the VPN till I was blue in the face. They're coming back next month, by the way. You really do need to have something like that that protects you so that people can't get it if you're outside. Now, again, people do that. Hey, Dan, I can't remember a lot of things. Getting older. So I just like my kid's birthday. I like the anniversary day. I like D-Day. You know what I mean? So does everybody else, guys. You have to understand that. Look at this. Read the pins, the best pin numbers to have. Here's the thing about this. Once they recommend these pins, they're no longer the best pins. So There's more to cover on this. Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. You know, right now, as another month ends, it's time to look at your retirement. The best thing that you can do is get into metals right now. We have seen numbers for gold where they're saying easily they're going to hit $4,000 an ounce this summer. And I have seen crazy numbers with silver where silver could hit as much as $500 an ounce. The best place to call to get your metals is Patriot Gold Group. 888-330-1431. Do it now before it's too late. But guys, Patriot Gold Group is #1 rated. Been #1 rated with Consumer Affairs for 9 years in a row now. Call them today. IRAs, 401ks, the no fee for life IRA as well. Contact them today. Do it now before it's too late. Call #1 rated Patriot Gold Group today. Look at UBS, look at Bank of America, look at Wells Fargo, Morgan Stanley. They're all saying the same thing. Gold is going to go through the roof. Contact Patriot Gold today. Do it now before it's too late. Yes, the shirt is bananas. Isn't that great? Bananas. You can thank Stephanie for that one. Hello, Stephanie. Thank you for the banana shirt. Anyways, a lot more to cover with this before I skip to something else. First thing is, don't use the city you live in. Don't use, like brand names like Honda, Toyota, things like that. Prius, Corvette. Everybody's thought of this stuff, guys. So please, something original, but protect yourself. Now, there's 2 scams that I have to talk to you guys about. The work scam is a big problem right now because I'm doing a big expose on work right now. But the problem is so many people are getting offered fake jobs from real businesses. They use their logos. They use things on LinkedIn. I'm telling you guys, verify. If you are looking for a job and you answer something, even on LinkedIn, contact the company directly. Call them. I want to make sure that the position for engineer is available in my area. Boom. Ask the question. Just want to make sure it's real before I apply. 99 times out of 100, they're not going to ask you your name. They're just going to say, oh, let me hang on. Yes, that position's still available. They're going to say that. You want to do that because of how bad this is. Now, the next thing is, I have a bunch of stuff to sell. Cars, personal items. I'm taking my own advice and getting rid of everything right now. I'm pulling a Bobby Darin right now. So, with that being said, my cousin took him to the Angel game the other night, and he was talking about OfferUp. And he said, listen, I have rules to this because there's a lot of scammers on that in the Facebook marketplace. Now, guys, I'm not selling my own stuff, okay? And it's not ego. It's not that I think I'm a big shot. I don't have the time, guys. I literally work 7 days a week, and the last thing I need to do is what are we going to get for the blender? Really? That's it? You know what I mean? I don't have time for that. And I've got some friends that want to make a little extra money, and they're going to do all that stuff for me. Sell my cars, too. It's great. It's fantastic. But here's the thing. There's a great scam that's going on right now, and a video was sent to me where somebody explained this in great detail. You list something on one of these platforms, Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, eBay, whatever, Craigslist, and you get a phone call from an elderly woman. Hello, hi, I'm interested in purchasing, the blender. Let's just stick with that. Okay, how much is blender? Well, it's really nice. It's a Vitamix. It's normally, $800, but I'll sell it to you for $200. Okay, I don't like to deal in cash because of my age. And the woman sounds legit. Sounds very, very old and elderly and nice. Sounds like your grandmother. Now, with voice AI, I'm sure she does. So with that being said, they have this conversation, and then they plan on, I'm going to Venmo you the money. And then let's say it's $200. And then she sends you $1,000. Okay? $1,000. Oh my God. And then she will call you frantic, freaked out. Oh my God, I sent you too much money. I'm trying to get a hold of Venmo and have this transaction canceled. Why don't you just send, can you do something? Sure, why don't I just send you back the difference? Now, this is an old scam that's been going on for a very long time. It originated with, let me send you a cashier's check, and they pay you too much, and then you give them the difference and go get a cashier's check, and then the check bounces, okay? So the point of this is that once you log into Venmo and you do this, they log into as you open up your Venmo account, they steal everything from your Venmo account. 100%. They have 100% access to your bank account, and they will take 100% of your money. This is not just a few $100s. This is thousands of dollars that people are getting fleeced for. So I'm telling you, if you ever do this, this is how you handle this. It's very simple. Okay, I had a cop tell me that that's the best way to do it. Somebody ever says, I'm going to pay you X, and then they pay you too much, hey, you got to refund me the difference. Tough. You're not getting it. Come get it. What? I'm not paying you back. I'm not giving it back to you. I think it's a scam, and I think you must think I'm stupid. Hang up on them. Goodbye. Well, here's the thing. They're going to cancel the Venmo transaction immediately because they just don't. They're going to say that you didn't deliver the merchandise. They're going to do that stuff, but you're not out the money. Do you understand? Same thing with Zelle. I am telling you this right now. You're having a tremendously difficult time right now to get money back from Zelle, from Wells Fargo, from Venmo, from all these other places. They're not buying the stories anymore because you may be in on it, because people have been in on it where they've used and fleeced multiple banks. Hey, you want to make $25,000? Listen, I'm going to steal 25 grand from Wells Fargo and I'll give you $5,000 if you help me pull this off. Okay, I'm broke. I'll do that. People will do this all the time. So be very leery of this stuff, guys. Be very, very, very leery of the job want ads and the text messages. Everything we've talked about from the toll roads on up. But the problem with it is they're getting more and more sophisticated. And they're calling people, and grandma's calling you to make a purchase. Hey, I don't care. Come get it. Now, my cousin, I've seen him do this, and he is the beast when it comes to this. Hey, listen to me. This is the price. You come by, you pay me. It's cash only. I'm not a bank. I'm not an ATM. I'm not making change for it. If you have, it's $220 is what we agreed to. You don't have $220, you're done. Get out of here. Now, he doesn't like them to go to his house. Meet me here. You've got a 5-minute window. If you're not early and I get there and you're not there, I'm leaving. Okay? Kind of like it's a drug deal in that sense. But he doesn't mess around. And he goes, I've never been cheated. I've never had an issue with this. But I am telling you this, guys, with AI, you're going to have more and more sophisticated things that will be able to read our information. When they protect us from this stuff, it happens again. My ex-wife was driving down the freeway, and this was back in the days. I want to say 03, 04. She had her work phone number, and she is out in the field, and she would drive 50,000 miles a year. And she said, oh my God, we just got your cell phone bill, and we got a call from Verizon. And Verizon said that you're, over 3,000 minutes above your usage for the month. What are you talking about? Driving down the freeway, they had scanners that would scan people from things like that. They have scanners that do that with your wallet, that can scan your PIN codes and things like that. Some of these are so great that they will scan your ATM cards, your credit cards, things like that, and make it so that they have access to it. I'm telling you this right now. You can call people, and I could have a bank card, and I could call the people with a story and say, hey, listen, I am stuck. Man, I got to get home. I am in desperate shape. You got to get me some money. Well, sir, I can limit you to $200 based on your balance. Okay, thanks. Okay, see what they just did? Go to the machine, press this 6-digit code in, and you get access to your PIN number. Watch your voicemails. Be leery of this stuff. Watch everything that has a PIN. Your computer password, your cell phone password, your iPad. Now you can sit there and go, Dan, we can't live like crazy town, but you have to understand, if you're like me and you're out filming all day and you're out using your computer and somebody calls, hey, we got to get on this call now. Well, I have no choice but to use internet, just outside the park. You know what I mean? That's the way that this works. Okay? So there's things that I do, okay? And you're not coming to my house either, okay? So you want to buy something? Oh my God, the nicest man called me to buy my car. I'm going to let him come to the house. Okay, good luck, okay? Don't trust anybody. Remember that. Check your PIN numbers. You know if you're stupid. You know if you've got something weak. And again, write it down. Husbands, wives, spouses, Dan, I want privacy. I don't want my wife to know what I'm doing. You say some things, people write me. You say some things that are really stupid. I'm supposed to let my wife have my ATM pin? Yes, you should. You should have it written down. What if you get taken out by a school bus tonight? Seriously. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Okay? Trust somebody to have it. Have a trusted friend. I've got friends and stuff that have all that. Okay? You should have the same thing. I hope this was helpful. Don't forget the private channel, I Allegedly, live at iallegedly.tv. There's tons of good stuff on there. Well over 300 videos on there now. And onward and upward, guys. You want to get a hold of me? It's hello at iallegedly. Don't forget to join our email, plus all the platforms, and stay tuned for a big announcement coming within a week or two. Okay? I'll see you soon.